it squeaks. Whoa, watch it.
Okay, I want to pre-warn you. This video is not made for children's visual. I will shorten it. We won't get into all the details, but I thought it was important for you to know that this video is not for children. The images that are shown are not for children. They're inappropriate to show little children. So I do have to edit this video. I cannot even play the sound because this has predatory qualities added to it, and only a pedophile will be interested in showing this to somebody this young. And that is exactly what this teacher did in trying to educate her students on this matter. Okay, as you will hear me state later, listen carefully to the voice of the teacher. This ain't no black woman. Now, these are just illustrations, cartoon characters used to depict real people in real situations. What is scary is that they're actually using children. And this is an adult talking to a child. That's what's scary. And so, yes, I cut out all visuals, all audio that is offensive. I am upset that they used a black woman in order to depict this dysfunction when it is truly a white woman's voice behind the character. Both of the African American characters. And if you ever want to know who the characters are, just go to the credits. It says here on TMZ, teaching kids sex stuff. Parents angry first graders taught masturbation. And don't let parents touch you without consent. Some parents, as the TMZ report says, from a ritzy New York City private school are fuming mad after learning first graders were learning about masturbation and also told their parents and grandparents should not touch them without their consent. So the teacher is using the learning curriculum Amaze, as you could see at the end of the video. And this is just a thing about private schools. I'm pretty sure this is not a Christian school because this does not align with the principles of a Christian. This is Daily Mail. dailymail.co.uk. Parents furious at New York City's woke Dalton school. That is not being woke. Okay, this is when Caucasians attempt to use black colloquialisms. Try to use our urban dictionary. They got it wrong. This is not about being woke because this is not appropriate. This is sex education. I know some children have experienced some type of trauma and they may become more sensitive to certain areas, but there's a lot they still don't know about themselves. And this teacher has no authority to be teaching this. In my opinion, this crosses a line into pedophilia because she wants to have conversations with little children about their private parts. Sex education is usually taught in high school. So this young lady is trying to turn her students out, and I think they said they are first graders. They're just little children. So now remember, this is an adult program, and it says her name is Justine Ong Fonte. And let's see what they're saying. Justine Ong Fonte, the health and wellness teacher at the Dalton School, allegedly showed students a video last fall from the sex education series Amaze. This comes off as gay to me. Fontaine's classes also reportedly included lessons on gender identity and consent. Lessons allegedly instructed children that their parents and grandparents should not touch them without asking permission. This kind of goes into guidance counseling. If somebody wants to report something, yes, you should be able to talk to your teachers. And I think what they're trying to do is open the line of dialogue if the child has questions, if something happened to them, but they should not be teaching them how to enter into an adult world. Things that adults do. Children don't know anything about this. Fonte reportedly told parents that she does not use the word masturbation in class after they complained to school administrators. I decided to do further research on who Justine Ong Fonte really is. And I come to find out that she's also integrated into other schools. So they lean upon her for advice in health. So parents also have concerns about her because she was teaching a program and she starts trying to introduce pornography to the students. And they begin to complain. And at the end, the head principal apologizes to the parents because they said they had not reviewed her content before she went on teaching the students. It was a workshop and the students thought that they were showing up to, this is at Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, to learn about health and sexuality. They thought they would learn about birth control and condoms. Instead, they were learning pornography literacy. The students were learning too much that this lady was teaching, which she should be teaching an adult class who are interested in sex education. So the kids thought they would be learning preventative measures, well, condoms and birth control. Condoms prevent STDs, birth control prevents having babies. But when I was growing up, they taught us about STDs. That's where they introduced to talk about condoms, how first time people who had sex caught an STD, to scare us away. Put fear into our hearts. But this lady is teaching the children about raunchy sex, okay? That's what the parents are saying. Her tweets are protected. She doesn't have an open forum. Let's go to Instagram. She's private. It says she has a master's of education. She's sick, okay, y'all? This person should be behind bars, okay? They really need to do an FBI probe into her life, because hopefully she hasn't been touching those students, allegedly, because that's what this type of behavior is leaning towards. All right, so I just wanted to show you a little bit more about this creep who presents herself as a teacher in health education. Dalton School, private school in New York City. It's open because, even Scientology, they have their own school. There are people who want to teach Scientology in private schools. So you really need to know the curriculum that your children are receiving, because you do not have to accept that. Get your money back. Get out of there. That's another reason why you really have to be really careful at where you're sending your children to go to school, what they are teaching them. All right, world and classical languages begin with Spanish in kindergarten and continue with the broadening range of languages offered in middle and high school. Go forth unafraid, right? Okay. It says the Dalton School is committed to providing an education of excellence. That's not excellent. That meets the students' interests, abilities, and needs with a common curricular framework, and reflects and promotes an understanding of and appreciation for diversity in our community as integral part of the school. And this to me breeds intimidation, right? So they have a middle school and a high school, but we don't see anything about these people saying that they are a Christian school. This will be the funny looking man who approves all this, allegedly. All right. Now even that looks funny. I'm skeptical. So it's important, you guys. You got to do your research. Leading them into their classroom, like this little logo right here, and what they're going to be teaching them. And when they come home, What knowledge do they have? It's a lot of funky stuff going on, and there's a lot of teachers who are in witchcraft and are doing drugs, and you need to do your background check on these folks. Okay, you need to get recommendations, talk to people. What is this school all about? And listen, if you're going to pay that much for education, send your kids to a private Christian school, and where the teachers are out to protect them and not to abuse them. This has been Miss T with a T on interracial relationships. Tune in for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.